report just the other day that Minnesota's corn and soybean crops are the best in the country. That's the goal we want for Minnesota agriculture. We want the best production, the best quality, and anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. And we have the best farmers in this world, so we know we'll get that if we allow you to farm as the wise stewards of your land that you are. And I understand that from my family background. From my grandfather, my father, my great-grandfather, the stewardship of the land is integral to the consciousness of the men and women who are our farmers. So I would oppose any additional state restrictions that would harm that competitiveness, that would take away your abilities to be the best producers in the world and to have the maximum production so you can maximize your income, which is anybody on Main Street, Minnesota knows that the health of Minnesota's economy depends on the health of our agricultural economy. Well, of course, women have been integral partners to men in agriculture ever since farming began. And I think the efforts we want to encourage through the Minnesota Department of Agriculture, through the Young Farmer programs, is to encourage more women. We want to be encouraging that because women should be as successful in agriculture as men. And, of course, young women and girls who aspire to agriculture should see that as having a future, having an opportunity to, as I said earlier, make a good profit, have a good living, live where they choose, do what they love to do, raise a family, keep their children on the land, and grow old with their farms over the next century. That's been the spirit of Minnesota. It's been the greatness of Minnesota, and that's what we want to assure for the future. Minnesota mandate, which was the first in the nation for ethanol, has been crucial to the development of the economy in Minnesota, trying to boost market prices and also add value for Minnesota corn producers through the ethanol production. I would continue to support the mandates for both ethanol and for increasing those percentages over the years ahead as envisioned, as well as for biodiesel fuels. I was a strong supporter of ethanol, E85 fuel, when I was in the U.S. Senate for increasing the national renewable fuel standards that would extend those Minnesota pioneering standards across the country so that we change this country's dependency from imported oil or even domestically produced oil to indigenous renewable crop resources and biofuels here. There's never been an ethanol spill in the Gulf of Mexico that's destroyed the ecology of that part of this country the way it happened this summer. The property tax is the most unfair tax. You have to pay it whether or not your farm's producing a profit, whether your small business producing a profit, whether you have a job and an income. And the reason property taxes have gone up in this last decade, more than doubled Minnesota, is not rhetoric. It's dollars and cents. It's the Governor Plenty has cut funding for local government aids, for county aids, for township aids, school districts, and property taxes have gone up to pick up about half of that cut. Now, the Republican proposal is to eliminate local government aids. How that constitutes a reform is beyond me. We need to make the richest people in this state pay their fair share of taxes. That's the progressive tax. When millionaires are paying only 2/3 as a percent of their income in state and local taxes, what the rest of Minnesotans are paying, that's fundamentally wrong. That's fundamentally unfair. We need to make them pay their fair share of taxes, and that can go into local government aids, school aids, and keeping property taxes down for farmers and everyone.